Short reading of the preface from The Roots of Christian Mysticism. Christianity is, in the first place, an Oriental religion, and it is a mystical religion. These assertions sound strange today, in an age when it is generally assumed that to be a Christian means to lead a good life. As for prayer, what does that amount to but a set of exercises which are both pointless and tedious? Nevertheless, whilst our consumer society has lost all feeling for mysticism, on the fringes there are thousands of people thirsting for it. When we see the shallow syncretism, the sentimental fascination with anything Eastern, and the bogus quote-unquote gurus crowding round for the pickings, it is easy to sneer. But instead of laughing, the churches ought to be examining their consciences. Whose fault is it that so many have to resort to Tao or Zen in order to rediscover truths which are actually part of the Christian heritage right from the beginning? Who has hidden from the fact that of all the Oriental religions, Christianity is the best and most complete, that mysticism is as necessary to humanity as science, if not more so? Intellectual research may be exciting, but it will not lead us to the secret of life. Nor will the truth be found through consumerism, though of course we must eat. Nor will it be found through action, although action is inevitable if we are to restrain our tendency to exploit one another. The researcher, the consumer, the politician are merely the avatars of a much deeper human nature. Intellectual knowledge, possession, action all express a desire which transcends them. The human being is a craftsman, faber, and rational, sapiens, qualities which we share with the higher animals, the difference between us being one of degree and not of kind. But more importantly than that, we are mystical. In other words, our roots are in fact religious and artistic, and therefore non-rational, or rather supra-rational. As soon as our material needs are satisfied, deeper needs assert themselves. It is now 20 centuries since Jesus declared that, quote, man does not live by bread alone. And we know today that not even the most effective psychoanalytical treatment can cure us of a deep sense of disquiet within us. There is not a superman or a revolutionary who is not beset by unappeased desires. The fathers of the Christian church, for whom prayer was as natural as breathing, discovered this truth before we did, saying, quote, birds fly, fishes swim, and man prays. Islamic spiritual writers would later express the same idea, saying that the first cry of the newborn babe and the last breath of the dying person together make up and proclaim the divine name. This anthology of the first Christian mystics therefore meets an urgent need, that of rediscovering the mystical sources of Christianity. It is not so much an anthology as a selection of passages with an extended and lively commentary. The authors represented here do not appear in chronological or alphabetical order. The extracts are arranged according to a theological plan, since the book deals specifically with Christian mystics, those whose spirituality bears the deep marks of the revelation received from God. Most of these texts are hard to find, and many have been out of print for a long time. Some of them will seem astonishingly modern, others more obscure, but all should prove interesting. For mysticism is an existential attitude, a way of living at a greater depth. It is not the possession of any one religion or of any one church. Even atheists can be mystics. But perhaps Christianity, with its fresh vitality, was able to reconcile negation and affirmation in a new way. Perhaps it was able to unite together the divine and the human, whilst neither confusing nor separating them. That vitality is still possible today. Indeed, the very future of the human race depends on it. It is my hope that Oliver Clement's fine work will convince the reader of this truth. Again, from The Roots of Christian Mysticism by Oliver Clement. Thanks for listening.